Joining. Oh, hello. I see some familiar faces. Hello, hello. I'm going to be hello, everyone. Let's see. Ginger, for some reason, is muted.
Is that Blippi?
Okay.
I just unmuted myself. I usually enter into a room muted because I never know where I'm going to be.
You never know what's happening.
Where you're going to be in it. Hi.
Hi. Awesome. Well, Ginger, I'm Kara. It's nice to meet you face to face finally. Thank you for jumping on and helping with this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Jess is awesome and has such a big heart, and so it was really nice that the two of you were able to like put this together. It's really awesome.
It really is exciting. And so, I mean, I just know it's going to be so helpful to everybody. I see Bev is on. I can actually see Bev. Hi, Bev.
Hi.
And then we've got Rivka joining us. Hey, Rivka. Let's see. Carolyn is on. I'm on. Some others are going to be joining. It's not showing me a whole list. I'm going to jump out of the stuff here. So before we jump in, I just want to do a quick intro. Sometimes this is the first Zoom that people have ever done. Some of us are just regular pros at it by now. If you look at the bottom of your screen on the bar, there is a button called chat. As everyone is doing the presentations, I will monitor the chat. So if you have questions that you want to ask, just to make things run smoothly, pop them in the chat, and then I will ask the question on your behalf. And that way we can make sure that everyone is getting on and getting their questions and questions asked and getting the answers that they need. I will also be putting in the chat a link for everyone to fill out for registering for the class, because Going Beyond the Pink is a nonprofit. We do need to kind of keep track of who is participating in our workshops. It helps just for us to show our impact, so that when people say, hey, we want to give you money, let's see what good work you're doing, we could say, hey, look at all the good work we're doing. So please take a minute to fill out that form. It's just a quick online Google form, super easy. And if you don't find the topic listed, you could just click other and put in CBD. So I will pop that in the chat in a minute here. And if I'm clicking back and forth and there's a little craziness, just forgive me. I'm working with a few screens and got to share screens and do other things too. So
same here. I'm sorry. I'm looking down. I'm trying to share this link with a couple of people, and I'm wanting to make sure they get in here.
Okay, so let me first introduce our presenters, our instructors for this class. We have Jessica Winters. She's marked as Levi in the corner there. And we have Ginger Bruce, and she's there. Thank you. Hello. They are both advocates with Green Compass, which is a locally based company that has just exploded in the CBD market, and for good reason that they're going to share. I'm going to caveat this by saying that in most cases, Going Beyond the Pink does not promote brands, right? And I don't want to say we're promoting only Green Compass through this, but we do absolutely love that they are a local organization. They are a local brand. Their products are made locally, which you guys can, all talk to. This workshop is not a sales pitch. No one is expecting you to buy Green Compass products as a result of this, but if you're interested in contacting Jessica or Ginger after this, I will surely put you in touch with them to connect you with them. And I'm absolutely certain you will leave here with an excellent knowledge base and a lot of answers to questions that you may have about CBD products. And I will personally say, and I'm not a sales representative or advocate or anything for any company or anything like that, but I personally use CBD oil, and it has, in terms of like dealing with my cancer pain and anxiety and sleep issues, and it has helped me on all fronts. So I'll just add that little thing in there to say that if you've worked with me at all through Going Beyond the Pink, you probably already know what a huge advocate I am for wellness, and this has been a product that absolutely has made a huge difference in my world. And I'm very excited that our board approved us even talking about it, because I know in some circles people can kind of think it's a little I don't know, mysterious or illicit or something. And it's just not. It's a really amazing thing. Without further ado, I'm going to admit someone else here. And if you're joining in late, thank you. Make sure if you have questions, you're posting them in the chat. And I will also post that sign-in sheet in the chat. And outside of that, I'm going to stop talking. And I will share these slides so you can all see. And Jessica and Ginger, take it away.
Hi, thank you, Kara. Hi,
If you've just joined us, if you can go ahead and mute yourself so that we can all hear Jessica clearly, that would be really helpful. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. I'm so happy to be here. And thanks, Kara, for taking over the slides because I didn't know how to share them because this is my first time doing this on a Zoom. So I just want to share, Kara shared a little bit about myself. I am Jessica Winters. I am a Wilmington native and an advocate with Green Compass, but most of all, a wife and a mom who is deeply passionate about wellness and health. And my first experience in looking into CBD was actually when my best friend was going through breast cancer treatment 3 years ago in 17, and she's doing awesome. So that's kind of how I started an interest in CBD research. So tonight I'm just going to share a little bit about what I've learned, hopefully take some of the mystery out of what CBD is, what it isn't. So we're going to start with this first slide that I have is because the biggest question that most people have about CBD is, isn't that marijuana? And no, it is not. They do derive from the same family of plants, but they are very different. Hemp, as you can see on the slide, contains high concentration of a compound called CBD. And it has a very low content of THC, which is the psychoactive part of the marijuana plant that gets people high. So we are not talking about that at all. We are talking about hemp and the compound CBD that comes from hemp plants. It is a compound that we have, in recent years, in the 90s, it was discovered that our bodies have an endocannabinoid system. So this means, I think Kara has a slide too for that. So we basically have receptors in our bodies that can process endocannabinoids. So CBD is an endocannabinoid compound that can be processed throughout our body for many things. Obviously, brain, our immune system, lungs. You can see all of the areas we have receptors throughout our body. So when we take CBD, it can be processed and help many things simultaneously, which is what makes it amazing. Let me go on to our, the purpose of the endocannabinoid system is basically it helps your body keep homeostasis, which means kind of regulated. So that's why the system exists in our body. So we actually produce our own endocannabinoids in our bodies, which is why we have these receptors. So the reason that taking a CBD supplement or tinctures and things can help with different things is it's like and with anytime your body can get out of balance. So if you need, we all know that vitamin C helps our immune system. So if you take more, it can boost your immune system. So these receptors help us do that. So they can, if you take CBD, it can take it and kind of boost those natural endocannabinoids that we have in our bodies. So because of that, we can get into all of the things that CBD can do for our bodies. So Kara, I think there's the slide with comparing it. One of the main things that CBD does is relieve pain. So this is just a comparison chart of ibuprofen, which we have all taken for many different things, and CBD, with the benefits of CBD compared to ibuprofen. So it can help with nausea, inflammation, anxiety. As Kara mentioned, it's helped her with sleep and things like that. I've personally taken it for anxiety and sleep. And my friend who was going through treatment several years ago, when she was so nauseous from her chemo, she took some CBD, and it just helped her with the nausea, her sleep at night when she was restless and anxious from just the entire process. So it just really helped her, and seeing her benefit from it, and then just makes me very, very passionate about sharing it with others and hoping that anybody that needs help with these kinds of issues, anxiety and sleep, and especially for people who are going through treatment and illnesses currently, and with all of the additional stress that we're dealing with COVID, and having to go through treatment and appointments alone, and it's being more isolated. It's the extra stress is just a lot right now. So if some of this information and getting some of this to anyone is helpful at this time and ever, is why I wanted to do this, why I want to help educate people about it. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do this. What is my next slide? Oh, here we go. So the way that you can take CBD, there are several different ways. These are pictures of what you would know as tinctures. So you would just take these things under your tongue. It goes straight into the bloodstream if you just hold it under your tongue for a few minutes. There's some that have mild taste. There's flavors. There's different dosages depending on what you need it for. This is probably the most common way and form of consuming CBD. And this over here, Boost, I have to say this right now, maybe Ginger will touch on this later. This is a brand new product that's coming out that's actually an immune booster. It is made from the terpenes that are in all of the CBD products. There are some terpenes, but this immune boost is just the terpenes, which have shown studies. I wish I could show you guys if we were in person. I would have the printout that Ginger actually sent me today. It was amazing, all of these research papers about helping Alzheimer's and shrinking tumors, and it just amazing benefits from the terpenes. So those terpenes are in the CBD products. And then this new product is coming out next week that you can take on top of that for extra support. So in addition to tinctures, you can also use CBD topically. So for pain or joints, there's lotions and pain patches. I think I have a slide of the lotions. Yeah, this is the reduced pain cream that has CBD in it, and camphor. So it has kind of a menthol. You can take that one out because you can share my information if you need to. Thanks. Pain patches. So there's different ways that if you have joint pain or aches, then the cream and taking the tinctures can help you, and your body can process it both ways. But as far as the overall, like all over pain or anxiety and sleep, tinctures to me are the go-to. There's, I'm happy to either in the chat or later if anybody wants to contact about dosing questions or anything like that, we're happy to answer any of those things. So those are the types of products that you can get CBD. There's others too, but these are the main sources and ways that people are using CBD. Ginger is going to talk to you a little bit about where to find CBD, why it's important where you get your CBD, Green Compass or not, it's important, the quality and things like that. So I'm going to let Ginger, she's an expert on that. So I'm going to let Ginger chime in about that.
Got it.
Thank you, Jessica. That was awesome. And I'm not an expert at all. I'm just kind of learning alongside everybody else. Kara, are we doing okay on time? I just wanted to check in.
Yes, I haven't gotten any notices
Okay.
about cutoffs yet,
Okay.
so we should be okay.
Good,
I
good.
am struggling with chat, y'all, so I'll figure it out as we keep just keep posting your questions.
It's a
and we'll
new
get there.
world. We're all learning.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Oh, good. Thank you again for having us and letting us come talk to you about it. As Kara mentioned, we are not here trying to say, you know, buy Green Compass or we have a product we want you to buy. We really just want to educate you about how adding CBD to what you're doing may be helpful for you. And Jessica mentioned, you know, our baseline, like the first products that they launched were our tinctures, were our CBD oils, and that's where we suggest everybody start off with. That's kind of your baseline. And she was mentioning that you can take these, I don't know if that's too bright, but you can take these, and ours actually have on our tinctures here the measurements, so you know how much you're taking. They're 0.25, 0.5, 0.75 milliliters, and so we help each person. That's, you know, it's better to talk. Make sure you talk to Jessica. She is amazing. She has such a big heart. She's very knowledgeable about natural alternatives, and she can help make recommendations on getting you started and then staying in touch with you to help you find that right, that we call it a sweet spot. And she was speaking about the homeostasis. That's really a place of our body just coming into balance. I've had people ask me, you know, how is it helping my knee pain, but it's also helping me sleep better at night? You know, it's totally two different things. And it's really that endocannabinoid system, as she was saying, has receptors all over our body. So once that system, our ECS system, becomes balanced, it has a natural effect. It just trickles down and it starts putting other things into balance. Some benefits you will recognize right away. I say, sometimes within a week or so. I've had some very blessed individuals, I will say, who have experienced a difference within several days. They could tell a difference maybe in their sleep, or you know, they're not feeling so rushed and that sort of thing. So, but, you know, we try to ask everybody to give it some time, just like you would any type of medication. You want it to have the opportunity to get in your system and really work out. And then over the course of time, I've been taking it now for about 14 months, and I've noticed continued benefits in different areas. So it's been really awesome. So I just wanted to touch on that. And the really neat thing, so the CBD, you can get it everywhere, right? Like, you can get off here right now and get on Amazon and have it shipped straight to your door. Why wouldn't you do that? There's so many options out there. I had a really good friend make a comment the other day, and it made sense. She said, you know, when we all got in this, we were doing our research, and I certainly was. I was Googling it and like trying to figure out the best thing and where do I start. And there's so much out there. And if you look up, what do I look for in a quality CBD product? There's checklists out there. And as long as you just follow along with that guideline and make sure that you tick off all of those boxes, you're going to be good. And the thing that I loved about Green Compass was that they did all of that, and they're local, you know, like, that's just really cool. The fact that we've met the farmers, this is where it comes into the importance, you guys. 80% of what's on the market right now, the products that are out there, come from China. Hemp that's grown in China. And the type of plant that it is, it absorbs everything around it. It absorbs everything in the soil. It absorbs everything in the air. And then they take that product, and after they've cleaned their soil and air, and they're selling it to, you know, individuals who are just wanting to get in on the CBD rush. Yeah. Really not concerned about the quality of what they're putting out there. They just want to be able to put it out there. So they are buying this in mass quantity. And there's some, you know, big labels out there that are buying this third party and just pouring it into another bottle and slapping a label on it. So you really need to know, check out that list, where your CBD is coming from. Is it organic? What kind of soil is it being grown in? Excuse me. The thing I love about ours is our farmers are 6th generation farmers. You think about that's 300 years of farming experience that they have. Wow. They've been growing organically since the 70s. So that's not because it's the cool thing and they can hike up the price. It's because that's the integrity of who they are. And the president and CEO of Green Compass had a relationship already with these farmers. And when this came to front, you know, like the idea of all of this came to be, they were able to bring their forces together and just really create something special. And grown right here at Chadburn, North Carolina. So, you know, those are some of the things that you really need. Again, just look for the quality of product. Look for how they extract their CBD and what part of the plant they actually use. Some people use the entire plant. They just like squash it down, extract out what they can. We only use the flower of the plant, and it's extracted with the highest quality. It's a CO2 extraction, which is the best way that you can extract the oil, any oil from a plant, whether that be lavender or CBD, you know, so there's really, every single step is the top quality. So, you know, the finished product is just, it's amazing. You can tell my excitement from it. We also have this really cool thing that our bottles have a QR code on the bottom of them. So you can scan your bottle, every bottle, scan your individual bottle, and you'll have you'll have ability to take a look at the certificate of analysis. So you'll be able to know exactly what's in your bottle of oil.
And can you talk
Really
to
cool.
me about why that's important? And maybe I'm making assumptions in my question here, but the level of, is it THC in certain brands versus others, and being able to know that quality, is that somehow involved in what that certificate is about?
Yeah, it really is. That's a great question. So we have a full spectrum product, and they say what's the legal limit of THC, and that is 0.3%. So you have to be under that amount. We are less than that amount. So that's one thing they want to look for. The other thing are, you know, metals and, you know, CBD. Some products out there say they're a CBD, and when they're tested, there's actually no trace of CBD. And they're supposed to be THC free, but they're finding THC in the product. Now that could become a big problem for somebody whose income may be affected because they fail a test when they think they're supposed to be able to pass it.
Right.
And this product has THC in it. Like, you know, that's a big deal. So it goes both ways, you know, it's to make sure that it's regulated, and it's an unregulated area right now. It's kind of the wild, wild west. So you really have to be, there's no, you know, godfather out there saying, okay, you know, this is what's safe in the CBD. So we have to do our own research.
Yeah.
And we get excited because we see the benefits of it, and we get to get out there and say, hey, definitely try it, but make sure you know what you're trying, because that's important too. They have found in some of the testing, like right off the shelf, they have found asbestos in the product, because you think about that soil. There has been soil. We actually had someone approach us about some property that they wanted to farm, and when they tested the soil, it had asbestos in it. Well, guess what? That's going to be sucked right up into that CBD, and then it's going to be extracted out. So you have to, all of that is really, really important. So anyway, we're excited to be, you know, partnered up with people who have all of the pieces in place.
Yeah.
Their perfect timing as far as rolling it out was right when that bill was passed. In December of 2018. So it's just been over a year that it's been legal in all of the states. So we ship to every single state every day. So it's really been exciting. The growth over the past 14 months it's exciting to see the lives that are being changed. And we're happy to answer any questions and help you.
We do
learn
have a bunch.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we've got to thank you guys so much. That was so informative. And it's really great to see local companies that are able to, you know, become top in the nation. I'll just share a quick, so I don't know, 6 months or so ago, I was at a peak with some pain issues and some sleep issues. And I talked to both my primary care physician and a therapist about it, about, you know, the possibility of adding CBD in on top of, you know, other medications and things that I'm doing for my own personal wellness, and not expecting conventional mainstream medicine to come back and say, yeah, you know, that's great. And I was really surprised. Both my primary care physician, he was all for it. and said, and his thing echoed very much, Ginger, what you were sharing, that it's the Wild West right now. And you need to, when you add that in, you need to make sure that you are looking for the highest quality.
Right.
When I talked to the therapist about it, she said, yes, absolutely. Please start right now. But I want you to make sure you're looking for the highest quality. Go talk to this pharmacist in Leland. I happen to live in Leland, so he was nice and close to me. He's just got a private little, not a chain pharmacy, just a little private pharmacy. And he is 1,000% huge into CBD and hemp products, right? And so he talked to me and he was talking to me about exactly all the same things that you're echoing. And the reason I share that is because he said there are only like 5 companies out there that are really amongst the top where you can get this kind of quality. And so I was just really excited when y'all agreed to share with us and to share with our groups here about the products, and that, you know, you guys are one of those top 5 companies, right, that are really quality wise from the entire process, the content of what's in there, like you can take these products and not worry. And so that really made me very excited. And I want to share that really quick.
Thank
And
you,
now I'll
Kara.
stop
I
talking
appreciate
about
that. Thank you. I mean, we are. I mean, and the fact that it's a couple, like just like us from Wilmington, North Carolina, who have, you know, had this passion just to share exactly like we are. And their, you know, little dream, you know, last year they did $11.5 million, like the fastest growing, you know,
That's
it's
incredible.
crazy.
Yeah.
And they just continue to pour into it. They have taken nothing from that. They've just continued to pour back into the company. So the heartbeat behind it is amazing, and just can't say enough about it. So
that's what I love about it too. All right. Well, so, okay. I want to get to the questions that people are asking, some really great ones. First, can you take CBD with other treatment plans or medications? So of course, a lot of our clients are either breast cancer or other cancer survivors or currently in treatment. What advice do you have for them about combining CBD while they are either in treatment or still taking any long-term medications?
I'll answer this one. I would, there are the only warning or problem that I've seen is if anyone is taking a prescription drug that has what they call the grapefruit warning.
Yes.
So some heart medications, I think there's very few chemo drugs. So, but always check with your doctor, with your care team. A lot of doctors, conventional, are more open to the idea because the research is there that this is helping. And so I would just talk to them about it, obviously, so that they can make sure that it's not going to interact with anything, and that they know that you're taking it. And I guarantee you they're going to say, just make sure it's high quality, like Kara's.
And so I don't know how many people that are on right now see a local oncologist. His name is Dr. Kotz. He's totally about like the research and the science and everything behind everything. And I've actually done this before. Ooh, we are running out of time, so we've got to get through these questions, but I'll be very quick. If you actually, so you have that QR code, you could scan, get their certificate, and you can send to him, and he can see that in combination with the other stuff. And he would absolutely be able to tell you how, if he feels confident about that or not. Other doctors, the same thing. Other questions and comments. We've got education is key, always adding to your toolkit. I love that. Any conditions, other, not just medications, but conditions that are contraindicated, like if somebody has asthma or heart conditions or anything like that, that would be a problem if you took this?
I have not heard of any. Ginger, do you know of any potential?
I really have not. You know, what I always suggest is to go to your computer, like Google it, because it's one of those things, there are so many different, like I wouldn't even think about, you know, some of the things it would help for. And if you Google that and CBD, all of these testimonials will, you know, pop up. So, you know, I would kind of check that out. I honestly can't say that I've seen, I mean, because of the nature of it, and because it is attached to our entire, like all of the receptors in our body, it just has the effect of, you know, it's going to help you on some level if you just give it the time. Yeah, this is the red we're referring to here.
The next one, do you need to get approval from your physician? And I can just kind of jump in that. If you're talking about get approval for your physician in terms of to buy it, no, it is a consumer product, right? You can just go to one of these top manufacturers and purchase it. But in terms of considering, you know, if it's okay for you to use or not, that is absolutely a conversation you should have with your physician. And just come prepared, you know, be knowledgeable about the questions that you're asking, and come prepared with, you know, research and things, and have a conversation about it, because there are a lot of physicians out there who maybe aren't as knowledgeable on the ECS system and on, you know, the impact of high quality CBD. So I would say they should, you know, come with the knowledge in case you have one of those physicians that's not so up on
And
it.
Jessica's website has a great part in there about the science and all of that, so she could actually send that link along, so you have that as part of your, you know,
Yeah, Jessica, if you could
resources to
send
share.
that, and I can post it in the event, so everyone who saw the event on our Facebook page, that you could easily just jump in and get that link and do that. That would be great. And just out of curiosity, so Jessica, if they wanted to order the product or talk to you about samples or something like that, they can also reach out to you. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, absolutely. They can
Thank you.
text, call, or the link will go straight to the Green Compass, my Green Compass site. But my phone number is open. People can text or call anytime with any questions.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much. Lots of great comments on here. Love your energy. Such good info to know when researching, knowing what to ask when looking at a company and product. Your health depends on it, and not knowing what you're getting is not knowing what you're getting can be so dangerous. Green Compass is doing everything the right way. So true. I love these top fives are really so high quality.
Jessica, you may want to put your name in the chats too, so if they want to look you up on Facebook, they can connect with you that way through social media or whatever. I don't know how everybody's connecting nowadays, but I'm finding myself a little bit more on
I had
social
trouble
media.
connecting you on our event, so that might be good if they can get you on like social. Everybody's on scrolling Facebook all the time now, right?
Yeah.
Lots of thank yous. Thank you so much. Love knowing that it's safe even for children. Thanks for the information. I've been wondering about this a lot. Let's see. Michael and Jenny Burnett was asking, how do you purchase or get involved in the business side? I would say for sure, reach out to Jessica. Like we've been saying, we've got, we'll have all those links and everything available. Anybody want to post any last minute questions? We have about 2 minutes left.
Thank you so much, Kara. This is great. Like, you are on this. I like it.
I really, it has been, ever since we started Going Beyond the Pink, I have wanted to invite someone to talk about CBD. Because at first I was just personally so super curious about it. And then when I had such amazing, I was one of those wonders, right? Like I had quick results. I think within 2 days, significant changes in my sleep. I mean, like I could just brag about it. And so it was super exciting. And then to know that, that there's this local company that does it, but because we're a nonprofit, I have to worry about like, okay, is the board going to be okay with this? Are they going to worry like it's too controversial? But it was unanimous. Like they were all 100% on board. Like, yes, we have to do this. So I'm so glad that they had their support and your support. Jessica and Ginger, gosh, thank you so much. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes, lots of more thank yous posting. Oh, thank you so much. And Jessica, I'll take that info from the chat and share it on our event page as well so that people can connect. Thank you guys. We are definitely running short on time, but just thank you to everybody for joining.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.